It's the afternoon, it's a little bit cloudy, but day's been going well so far because got up early, had a cold shower, got a good breakfast, had my tea, I went out for some figure skating, and now I'm on here talking to you all, wanting to preach and give some great insight on what I wish I've learned sooner, and in particular in my earlier college life. Because a little backstory, I didn't really have a great group of friends back in high school, and I've constantly said yes just so I can fit in and I can feel validated, but I just learned how much of a disaster it is, and I didn't really learn how to prioritize myself. Really, I really wasted those events, and it just feels so empty. Because who cares if you was the most drunk person in the group? Who cares if you made the stupidest of the stupid that was caught on video just so you can have your 5 seconds of fame across school? Because that really doesn't mean crap. It really doesn't. So when I had to overcome a group of toxic friends, it kind of changed my earlier college life. And I was like saying, you know what, I'm going to be that lone wolf. I've always meant to be a lone wolf. And there's nothing wrong to be a lone wolf. I think it's admirable. But as soon as you start putting people down, thinking like, oh, look at these group of people, they're constantly partying, they're wasting their time, you know what, I'm going to be grinding, I'm going to be the one who's the millionaire, and this group of people that are partying are the ones going to ask me for a job. That is not a healthy way of living as well. That's ego. That's just as bad as wanting self-validation, because because when there's a lack of self-respect of wanting to be in a group to party and have fun, just like that self-pride of being the lone wolf, they're both derived from insecurities. It really is. And so I really missed out a lot in my earlier college life, granted with COVID, but really, did I accomplish much by saying, oh, I'm the lone wolf, I'm gonna avoid the alcohol, which I'm sure it's good, but did I really found what I like? I still have yet to prioritize myself. So I really don't know what I wanted. I really didn't know. I really don't know. My English. But you really have to start saying yes to yourself more and saying no to others. That's the hardest thing. But as soon as you can do that, oh man, you can be a rock star. Because I'm sure had I went out to experience a college frat party or a college party in general, I'm sure I would have met someone. Because I know deep down, it's not like I'll do it every weekend and, you know, constantly getting drunk and high for no reason and then not get anything about it. But I will say, for the ones who do want to go to a party just to feel validated, let me ask you this. Let me ask y'all this, or you this in particular. That one girl that you thought it was cool to prove that you can take 7-8 shots in a row, do you think she'll remember that? Do you really think she'll remember you the next day? Probably not. Probably not. But if you were to say something interesting and you had a networking event, because I'm sure there are networking events, and it may be a little bit clumsy because you're at an environment where everyone's drunk, but still that works, you know. I usually don't have notes here on my videos, but I really want to make sure that I say everything just to get in here. But you really need to choose to prioritize yourself. And I know it doesn't happen a lot in high school because we really want to be in a group. It feels such a important thing to be, is to have a group, but really you don't need to have a group. I mean, if you can remain humble and still be that lone wolf, then oh my gosh, imagine what you can be in your 30s and 40s. You can be some big rock star. You really need to channel what's best in here. Just like I really did not care what goes on on social media right when I woke up this morning with everything going on. Because why? I choose to prioritize myself. I choose to know that, hey, I can't start caring for others until I start caring for myself. And what I like and what I consider self-care is to have that beautiful smoked salmon toast, to have that tea, to have that beautiful ice skating time. And I did all that, and I'm really happy. Then sure, I can check the notifications, because you don't want to be chasing empty dopamine. Because if you were to do that, that really doesn't get you anywhere. Just like wanting that self-validation of going to that party or going to that event, that's probably, arguably, is chasing that empty dopamine, you know? Now, making this video, I made an Instagram post to the folks all across the country that knew who I am, saying I'm going to be making a YouTube video and yada yada. Well, now I have to take action, which I am literally doing right now as we speak, or as I speak in this case. But the thing is here is that you can't always have people to be cheering you on. You can have people that just say, cool, go make that video. But if I constantly need a group of people to say, Kendra, make the video, Kendra, make the video, then at that point, it's not me choosing to make this happen. It's Kentron's group. Kentron's friend group pressured Kentron to do it. And that is derived from, oh, I need that validation. And it could be deriving from insecurity. I choose to make this video because this was my own free will. And I'm preaching on to here today is because, sure, encouragement is very, very valuable. Encouragement is enjoyable. Just like, you know, when you chug a big beer, I'm sure that dopamine of people clapping for you, it feels good because it's a validation. And I can understand why people like that. But understand this, you don't need that type of validation to make your accomplishments happen. Once the results happen, like once I post this video, I'm going to get people that will find this video valuable. And that's how you make success happen, you know? You cannot make things happen until you push yourself to make it happen. You cannot win until you start planning yourself, until you start making that victory become a reality. And then you'll get people to understand what you mean the whole entire time. And then you get to prove to people that you were meant to be that star. Because if I kept on texting my friends, hey, Carissa, I'm going to make a YouTube video. Do you really think Carissa cares if I'm able to make that video? Do you think if I don't make my YouTube videos by the end of this month, do you think Carissa will be the one that will save me? No. But if I can make this video happen and show Carissa what I truly mean, whether Carissa agrees or not, that's none of my business, then that's all it matters. That's the final product. It has to have that balance, you know? Because that's where the lone wolf mindset comes in. It's like, that's where if anything, that's where the true lone wolf mindset should come in. Because when you don't need that self-validation from others of me making this video, then that's when it truly matters. Because I am the lone wolf, where I'm determined to come on here and let you all know, to say that, yeah, I didn't really have a good group of friends back in high school. And I made the mistake of having that ego of not wanting to go to this party because I'm better than everyone else, when I myself don't even have that goal. But however, when I did have a group of friends in college at the very end, Mackenzie and Alyssa and Tristan, I miss those folks. And yet we all went our own ways. But I've learned from those three people on how to grow and find myself. Because if you don't have a goal, any road is the correct one and you'll get there. And you can't complain for why you are where you are, because you never really set it up. You never made a plan. But yesterday, I made a plan to make today happen. I wrote down that I want to go ice skate. I wrote down that I want to go through self-care, a great breakfast, a cold shower. And now I'm here talking to y'all. That is how you make it happen. So I'm still trying to figure it out. Can I get it done in my 20s? I'm not sure. But if you're in high school and you know exactly what you want and you plan it by piece to piece, and also understand that it won't work out perfectly, but at least you know you have that structure. And then, boom, you will be the king or queen in your own universe. It's a lot bigger than this 3D area that we're in, you know? I'm very proud that I made a lot of amends and knocked off a lot of bucket lists. Because whether it needed me to have a group of friends to make it on the journey, or I had to be the lone wolf, it all came from me planning, me knowing exactly what I wanted. And understand this, it doesn't mean that you're weak if you got something done with a group of friends, because at least y'all were in the same vibration to move forward and to make it happen. I am a lot happier with the end of my college years. Around the end of my college years, I'm really, really proud because we all had the similar interests. We all had similar goals. And hey, I didn't participate in all the hangouts because I knew it wasn't for me. And sure, I've made some flops. I think, well, what's the word? Fumble. I made some fumbles. But hey, you learn as you go, you know? Because one guy that I've met in Minnesota, he taught me that not everything will turn out perfectly, but the fact that you can make it close to exactly what we were talking about earlier, plan by plan, because you know what you want. Also understand that you can't truly enjoy life until you can self-validate yourself. And when you can self-validate yourself, then you'll naturally know whether or not, in this situation, do I need to be the lone wolf, or can I have a group of friends? Because you have to understand, there's the Justice League. Superheroes have groups together. Batman and Superman, Flash, the Green Lantern, they all work together. And I'm sure there's times when Superman has his own battles, just like Green Lantern has his own. And then Batman has a different mission. And then, of course, when time comes, there will be a mission that they all come together and they save the world. You know? I really wish I've understood this sooner. But the fact that I had an amends to make up and a bucket list to make me happy was what taught me that everyone you come in contact with, or all the lonely times, is what builds your character, what builds your papers. Now, was I expecting the cloudiness to be around me? No, I wasn't expecting it, but I still made the video worked because, again, I was determined. I made those plans happen. So, yeah, really, my common mistake here, to summarize, is that I used to look down on people because I thought, like, guys don't know what you're doing. And the people in the group said, shh, that lone wolf, what is he doing? He's a lonely loser. But can the both be not going anywhere because they don't know what they want? They're just doing it just for self-validation. You can't judge a group of superheroes wanting to save the world. Just like you can't judge that lone superhero that's also trying to save the world as well. It just really depends on the mission. It really depends on the mission. So I really don't know how to title this, but I guess I'll just say this. You'll have to lose a group of friends. But this video itself was my own mission. This video today was my own very mission. I don't care if a friend doesn't care that I make this video, because I know this was for me. And obviously, I'm sure that there will be times when we do make another video, or when I do make a video, that I would need a person to collaborate with. I'm very proud. But this is Ken Trinier. out. Take care, you all. Make sure you love yourself and do well on this mission. Signing off.